Pranic Sundays very quickly become Barefoot Sunday as well for me. So for those that have been following this channel for a little while, you know, we talk about lots of really interesting things. Well, I think they're interesting. You might not do, but I welcome anyone that wants to listen, or anyone that has a thought as well about what we're going to be talking about. But every Sunday, I do a Pranic Sunday video, so we'll talk about something which usually is maybe not necessarily mainstream, maybe it's just moving into the mainstream, maybe it is still a little bit kind of alternative, but all to do with health and wholeness and well-being, and finding that alignment within all your energy bodies. So today I want to talk about dry fasting. Before I do just want to say as well, just before I forget, because I always forget, the wonderful Tim Wilde and myself will be co-hosting a workshop on the 7th of July, so 7/7, that's Thursday. It'll be recorded for anyone that can't make it live, but it's activating and remembering your highest Atlantean timeline. If that calls to you, please go to Tim's website. I will link it in the description box below. And we also do have our Pranic feast happening as well on the 8th to the 11th of July. So if you like what you're hearing in this video that we're about to transmit, and feel like you wish to participate, I'll also make sure that is linked as well in the description box. But one-to-ones, I do still have spaces this week for live one-to-ones, and then it will only be recorded guidance or healings after that. So anyway, let's get back to this video. So whenever I do a barefoot video, oftentimes there are people curious as well as to what my feet, or what the soles of my feet look like at the start and then at the end. So this is only going to be a short video, but I am going to show you, just because it is near the evening time in the UK, and it is also, I'm also walking down a canal. So, and I actually only showered recently as well, so my feet are quite soft. So let me show you here. So, oops, will it let me do that? So, I don't know if that really worked. I don't know. It's hard to kind of do that while streaming live on YouTube. But yeah, I mean, they're fairly clean. And they probably still will be by the time I get home. I will try and remember to show you when I get home as well. They're usually more dirty if I'm in the house barefoot, ironically. But anyway, can dry fasting accelerate our ascension? Now this is a really fun one, because there's been a lot of talk right now. There's been a lot of talk right now on you know, the body, what the body is feeling, what is nutritious, what is wholesome to eat, to consume, the beliefs that we have around nutrition, and not only the beliefs, because the thing is about science or anything like that is that science will always find they'll always find a way to prove whatever they believe, whoever the scientist is, whatever they believe. That is just the way that this world works. We look for something, we desire something, our vibration will draw to us more things of that frequency, more things to validate and justify that. I'm just going to wait for this wonderful person to pass by here. And so I find it really, really fascinating, because when we look at how we actually feel, how we actually eat, how we actually spend our day, what is it? Like, how do you actually feel when you are going about your day to day? There are so many people that will just eat for the sake of eating, so many people that will just drink something for the sake of drinking. It's a very social thing, it's a very emotional thing, it's a very psychological thing. We have all these collective beliefs as well about all these different vitamins and minerals and food groups, macros and micros and things like that. And once again, we'll find justifications and validations to quantify any belief out there about those, right? Which is why there are so many different diets, right, out in the world, so many different things like that, that all seem to work for different people, but not for everyone, because it's all about belief. When we look at fasting, which is becoming more and more mainstream now, you know, a lot of people doing juice fasting or juice feasting, water fasting, you know, smoothies and things like that. And even also, you know, dry fasting, which is no food and no water. Now, this is something, if you follow me on social media, And if you don't, Ascension to Love with Alice, it's just what the handle is on this YouTube channel as well. You'll see the post that I recently put out, like yesterday I put it out, about my first pranic initiation. And a pranic initiation was an extended dry fast. And I decided to do it. I had no idea why I was doing it. I just decided to do it in February when there was one being launched. And I saw the post on social media by someone that I follow there who's a breatharian. And what a breatharian is someone who has remembered, has trained their body, helped their body remember how to nourish themselves and thrive on a lighter or a less dense form of nourishment, such as the sun. And chi cultivating practices such as meditation, breathwork, qigong, yoga, dance, things like that. So it gets really, really interesting, because then we have someone such as that wonderful person who lives this way and teaches others to do that as well. Now, that's going to blow the mind of scientists, of nutritional scientists as well. Really going to blow their mind, especially like anyone in the medical industry. It's going to like go, whoa, how can they maintain like a good set of bloods, for example? How can they make sure that they have everything that they need in their body? Surely they won't be getting their B vitamins if they're not eating or drinking, you know. It's things like that. Surely they're not getting the protein. But in this world, everything, like the air is full, right? If you put your hand in the air and wave it around, you'll feel the wind, you'll feel the breeze, you'll feel the moisture in the air as well. Maybe if you're in somewhere very, very dry, maybe you'll feel like less moisture, but there'll still be moisture in the air. You know, everything can break down into, like everything's broken down, smaller and smaller and smaller. And it's really interesting because, you know, when we look at, say you need this amount of protein in your diet, there's always debates on how much per person for whatever body type and la la la. But, you know, say you want XYZ amount of protein in your diet, that protein will then get broken down into something. Or the fats will then get broken down into something, and there's different types of fat, and there's different types of this and that and the other. I find this really interesting because I came from a nutritional standpoint, right? I was helping people with food and nutrition and diet. And all of that is broken down in our body. But if our body has remembered how to receive that energy from the air, from the sun, from wherever, then there is less energy being exerted within the body. So it can focus in other ways. Now, I titled this video, you know, can dry fasting rapidly accelerate your ascension? Can it rapidly accelerate the conversion of your body from a carbon-based body to a crystalline body? I think it can, personally. I've seen it happen, because what happens to me, so when you have a dry fast, because there is no water as well as no food, like the body is like, 80% water? Let's say that for argument's sake. Obviously, once again, there'll be so many different, many different statistics, right? But let's say it's about 80% water, right? The body actually can produce its own water as well. You know, there's water all around it, it can absorb it, right? The skin isn't waterproof. There's a lipid barrier, sure, but it's not waterproof, right? So the skin is always absorbing water. We're converting it, we're breathing it in, breathing it out. The brain is the organ that consumes the most glucose in the body, right? It consumes like 80% of that. That's a great question. Thank you so much for those that are watching live. Thank you. What made me go barefoot? This is going to sound really random, but I just felt like it. I don't know if you've ever had like one of those gut feelings just to kind of, you know, just do something. But for me, that's really what happened. Is I just got up one day and I was like, I just don't feel like I'm as connected as I can be. I just feel like I really want to just go for a walk without any shoes and socks on. Like, we used to do this as kids. Kids do this all the time, right? I don't particularly like putting shoes on like in houses or anything like that as well. If I can be without shoes in a garden or something, I will be. And I was just like, what's stopping me actually doing this, you know, out and about? And because as well, I'd already started my journey with dry fasting and with pranic feasting, pranic initiations and long extended dry fasts. There are many people in that family, in that group as well, who do practice things like this, like being barefoot. And it's the stability, the energetic stability, emotional stability, the health of those people is phenomenal. So kind of, you know, when you start to surround yourself by a different group of people, you know, you start to kind of go, I wonder what that's going to feel like for me. I wonder, you know, I want to feel like that. I want to seem like that. They seem radiant and glowing. What is going on? They seem to have more light in them. But yeah, a lot of them do spend time barefoot as well. And what I've personally found is that my joints feel stronger, my muscles feel stronger. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm on the canal system. I'm in a major city in the UK right now. For those of you that watch the other videos, you'll see that I kind of pop about a little bit. I do a lot of house sitting and pet sitting and things like that up and down the country, and I spend a lot of time in the north of England and a lot of time in Glastonbury, right? So, yeah. So it's really funny because people will say to me often as well, you know, you can't really be barefoot in a major city. I'm like, sure you can. You can't find nature. Oh, my phone's getting low on battery. You can't find nature in a major city. I'm like, sure you can. I'm in one of the biggest cities in this country, right? I can find nature, you know, in a short walk, right? We can if we want to. Just because I'm conscious of the phone battery. And the length of time that I've been live on here. I'd love to hear your thoughts as well. Have you ever dry fasted? Have you ever tried it? Because what I was going on to say is, like, you know, when people water fast, you know, you're working with the element of water. That's very emotional. It's very cleansing. It's purifying. It's initiating. When you are dry fasting, you're working with the fire element, right? There's no water in there. So what happens is, not only does the earthly matter get purified, right, but also does the water. Because the brain and the organs, they need a lot of that water. Now, if that water is clogged up, right, with things, with whatever we're consuming, right, doesn't matter. There's no judgment here. It's like everything is prana, everything is energy, right? It's mainly our beliefs about it. But say you've got, okay, let's look at this canal here. That water is very black, right? That water is very, very black. You can't see at the bottom of that. You can't see through it. You can't get clarity. There's no clarity there. But you know when you see like those turquoise seas, or it's crystal clear water, and it just looks so refreshing, so nourishing. This is kind of like, to me, what dry fasting does, right? Because it helps this water, where's my, there it is. It helps the water, like in your brain, in your heart, in your organs, your skin, everything. It helps it purify. And when you work with the element of fire, you know, it burns away anything that is stopping a nurtured and very fertile ground from being produced, right? So a lot of people are, you know, really wanting this ascension, right? What is ascension, right? Well, really it's the capacity to hold more, light in our body, to be a channel for more light. So to be a channel for more light, we have to be able to have that channel clear on a cellular level, right? So I find it really, really fascinating. So, I've got 2 dogs behind me. So I really have started to enjoy this process, because every time I come out of a dry fast, whether it's 24 hours or whether it's 3.5 days, 4 days or anything else, the clarity and the wholeness that you feel is second to none, for real. Second to none. Look like we've got sunset as well now. I'm going to wrap this video up just because I know the phone's going to go and I want to be a little bit present with nature for the sunset. I'm going to show people the bottom of my feet if I can. I don't know if I can on this video, but I'd love to hear if you've ever tried dry fasting. Let me know how you found it. If you haven't, what's stopping you?
Sorry.
It's all right. Hi, puppy. It's okay. Dogs love me. It's fine.
Come on.
See? Nature just gets attracted to you as well. They don't want to leave. They're literally, look, they don't want to leave. This is what happens, right? You know, the more light that you hold, you know, the more grounded and connected with nature. Look at that sunset. You can't really see it too well with the camera, but it's beautiful. It's so golden and orange. But what's really wonderful is that, you know, when you connect with the earth, when you connect with nature, all of nature responds to that, right? Which means, and nature has a way of balancing herself. Nature will always balance itself out and be in harmony. It's only when we have a belief that is stopping that. So we want to clean that water out, and to do that, dry fast. Use that element of fire, chi, prana. Right? I love you all so much. Enjoy that golden light. Wow. I'm going to turn to that in just a moment. I'm just going to stand here and enjoy it. So much love to you all. Check out pranicfamily.com if you if you're wanting to dry fast with us, if you're wanting to do our pranic initiation with us, if you want to just experience any of the plethora of workshops that are on there that are gratuitous on that site, for any Pranic family members, please do so. And please check out timwild, timwhild.com, because that's where the workshop that I'm co-hosting with him is the tickets are purchased from there. Okay? So much love to you all. So many blessings, and I look forward to reading the comments. Thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Bye.